smoke that later. Matt Warner here, I got written here. There's hundreds of books about Matt Warner and Butch Cassidy. And, but who gave Butch Cassidy his name? Matt Warner. And we're going to talk about that today. He was a lot of really neat stories. You know, and one of the neat stories I'd like to tell you, but there's not enough time for all. When he was sheriff, he had so many neat experiences. I mean, they were wild, unbelievable. And he always come out ahead, but he's a very fair man. Now, here's where he was. His parents were born in Denmark. And they came to the United States 51 days on a ship. And they came here to the United States, and then he bought a team and a couple oxen, and they went and settled down in Loa, Utah. Anybody been to Loa? Yeah, okay. Well, he had to plan it, he had to build a cabin, and he needed a little extra money, so his dad started up a little mercantile store there too. So everybody had to work, even Matt. Anybody got a 5-year-old grandson or granddaughter? 5-year-old? Yeah, right there. Well, let me tell you what. Can you imagine? He said, Matt, well, you know, Matt, Willard. His name was Willard Erastus Christiansen. Willard, everybody has a job. Your job is to get on the horse every morning at 6 a.m. and go out and bring them cows in, and then the rest of the family will milk them. Do the same at evening at 5, and that is your job. Well, he went over there, and that horse, a big tall horse like that, a little 5-year-old. So he went down to the potato cellar and he got some apples and cut these apples up and some carrots, and every day he'd coax that horse, and pretty soon it got to be a normal thing for that horse. He could go right over and stand by the fence, and Matt get up on the fence and get around him. Now, he was too small to even put a bridle in his mouth, so they had to call, who's horseman here? What is it, a surcingle they call it, that goes around their nose like a rope with the reins on it all the time? Well, that's what he used, and he'd go out and get them cows and come back. Anyway, later on, he grew up, and in the summertime, didn't go to school in the summer, and he'd go out when he was 8, 9 years old and help brand cattle. They put them in the pen that they brand them in. Doing it at that age, you can't even imagine that nowadays. These pioneer kids were tough, and so was Matt. By the time he was 12 years old, he was breaking horses, and everybody all around was bringing him horses to break. 12 years old. So really soon, he had himself a real saddle that had a horn and everything on it. The saddle he was riding didn't even have a horn on it. So Matt learned to work, and he worked hard, and pretty soon he bought himself a pair of real boots and a hat and the whole caboodle at that age. Well, they liked him so well there, they wanted him to quit. And by the time he was 16, and go work full time. Well, his parents says, no, you got to go to school for as much as we teach here down in this little town. And we want you to go to school, not work for anybody full time. So he was working for this guy, but on every Wednesday night, there was this organization called Mutual. Anybody knows what Mutual is in the LDS church there, and all the young people go there. Now, he didn't go to the meetings, but he stood outside with about 30 other kids. When the young girls would come out, he wanted to walk them home. Well, he had an eye on this real pretty little girl named Alice. And as she come out and said, can I walk you home, sweetie? And she says, yes, you can walk me home. Well, he just smiling all over, and he started to take a few steps down with her like this, and this big guy come over there, and he grabbed him around the neck and grabbed his nose and just twisted his nose just like that and knocked him down. Oh, wow, how embarrassing that was. Well, the guy was just beating on him, and so Willard Rass, he found a big rock really close there, and he grabbed it and hit that guy right in the side of the head and knocked the guy down. And then he seen a part of a pickup fence that was broken off, and he grabbed it and he stood up, beat him in the head, and started bleeding, started getting soft looking. And they said, Stop, you've killed him, call the sheriff. Oh, he said, I'm a killer. I've killed somebody, 16 years old. So he ran home as fast as he could. He grabbed a pillowcase, threw half a loaf of his mom's bread in there, and he hollered in the bedroom, Mom and Dad, I love you so much, but I'm going to be gone for quite a while. We'll see you later. Jumped on that horse, and he went over toward Wyoming. He ran into the guy he worked for part-time in the summertime there. And, you okay?
Can I take a minute and put